And to get you more on this with a rounded perspective, I am joined by Professor Manoj Choudhary, who is the Vice Chancellor of Gati, Shakti, Vishwavidyalaya. Namaskar, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here. Now, batteries were earlier imported in the country, but today, India is all set to gain an important spot as the exporter, and that too in the rapidly flourishing EV market. Help us understand how this will give a push not only to self-reliant India, but also contribute to the ecosystem with their EV venture and add to clean and green energy and mobility.
Yeah, thank you for helping me join this conversation. First of all, as we know that fossil fuels are limited, and we all need to work upon reducing pollution, and therefore we have to move towards transportation systems that help us achieve these objectives. Towards this, the electric vehicles are a very important part. In other segments also, as we know, in railways also, in Indian Railways has already achieved more than 99% electrification. For India's electric push, as we know, through the faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, we have set up a target of achieving 30% of electric vehicles by 2030. And if we have to move towards that, some of the critical components of the EV ecosystem we have to work on. One of the very, very important component of electric vehicle ecosystem are batteries. And that is where today's inauguration that has happened for the electrical vehicle battery part and the electrolyte part, actually electrode part has become absolutely critical. As we know, in batteries, there are several important aspects. There are important aspects of the raw materials that are needed on how we will do the cell manufacturing and so on. So for lithium-ion batteries, we also need to have adequate amount of lithium available. So because battery is such an integral part of the electric vehicle, and therefore, as Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned that India is moving towards already a goal that in domestic value addition or domestic value in the electrical vehicle battery ecosystem is reaching close to 80%. And if you have to really think of that, then the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, wherein substantial amount of value addition happens domestically through the manufacturing operations.
And also, Professor Choudhary, Swadeshi or Make in India gets a major push in the country, especially ahead of Donald Trump's fresh tariff move. How is this, going to help us in entering the top 3 economies?
With or without the tariff move, India has been progressing and one of the fastest growing economy in the world. And we are set to grow at a rate of approximately 6.5% year after year to become Viksit Bharat by 2047. Towards that, there are several important aspects that India has already done. For example, a focus on infrastructure in physical infrastructure or digital or social infrastructure, a focus on manufacturing. Today, the Prime Minister also highlighted that electronics manufacturing in India has grown by 500%, mobile manufacturing has grown by 2700%. There has been a focus on the defense manufacturing and Atmanirbharta that we also saw a demonstration through Operation Sindoor. In semiconductor manufacturing, 10 of the units are getting set up in India, which is also a critical part for automotives. Today's automotives, roughly 30 to 35% of the cost is by electronics and semiconductor components. And therefore, through all these aspects, we are ensuring that Make in India initiative that has been done will lead to self-reliance. One of the important route to Viksit Bharat shall be of how much we produce in India and how much we export in India. We want to ensure that the imports are minimized and we want to ensure that exports are maximized. Towards that, the manufacturing is very important. Manufacturer cells create jobs, which is one of the important aspects. And the Prime Minister also mentioned today India has all the Ds. India has demand, India has development, India has democracy, India has demography. And therefore, India is currently rightly positioned with or without Trump tariff that is currently being discussed. We have to always think about, irrespective of the geopolitical situation, how our country can rapidly accelerate. And based on the reform, perform, and transform mindset of the government in the last 11 years, in every sector, the government has progressed very, very rapidly, and the country is really seeing the benefits already of the policies that have been implemented by the government.
Also, Prime Minister Modi announced that plug-and-play infrastructure will be created and product-linked incentive benefits will also be extended to the manufacturers. And he also stressed about the flourishing ties between India and Japan, and especially in the automobile sector. How this collaboration will open more job opportunities for both the countries.
So of course, when we are pushing strongly for the clean energy and for the electric vehicles, this thing becomes very, very important. Japan has already been a very good partner, even for the bullet train project that we are currently doing in the railway. Japan has been a very strong partner since many decades. Prime Minister Modi also highlighted that we have very strong relationship between Japan and us, and Japan has been known to be a strong player in both automotive as well as electronics. And in the growing electronic automotive manufacturing, for example, India has already been progressing very rapidly, and today's e-Vitara that Maruti Suzuki has highlighted, that it will be exported to 100 countries. So with that, and particularly also important related to critical minerals mission, that also the Honorable Prime Minister highlighted that with that, the Japan-Indo collaboration said result into a new infrastructure development. And when infrastructure development happens, of course, a large amount of jobs will be created. Both infrastructure sector and manufacturing sector are the sectors where most of the new jobs will be created.
And also, when we talk about the international developments from Japan to India, we also have to consider that fact that how Gujarat is growing, and especially it has grown in the past 10 to 12 years. It all began with the gift city, and now they have these major hubs. How do you see this developmental progress for the state of Gujarat itself?
Gujarat has focused very significantly on the infrastructure development. So, for example, as you know, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, their DPIIT Department for Industry and International Trade, they conduct a survey every year to check the logistics efficiency across different states. And Gujarat has always been coming at the top. If you look whether the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway passing through Gujarat, if you look at the first bullet train project between Ahmedabad to Mumbai, if you look at dedicated freight corridor, if you look at different important sector-specific institutions like Gati, Shakti, Vishwavidyalaya, National Forensic Science University, Rashtriya Raksha University. So there has been a significant focus in Gujarat, even in automotive manufacturing, it has been there. Gujarat is one of the leading states as far as solar energy is concerned. So today, as you know, Government of India for One Earth, One Family, One Future had already set up a target that by 2030, we shall have 500 gigawatts of renewable energy. We are already close to 230 gigawatt of energy, and out of which solar and wind are playing an important part. And also for the solar energy, Gujarat is one of the leading states. So if you look at, for example, maritime sector, the Deen Dayal port in Gujarat at Kandla caters to almost 23-25% of the international trade. So Gujarat, having one of the largest coastline, is also biggest promoter of the sustainable fuel and hydrogen. If you look in the aviation sector, today Tata Advanced Systems Limited and Airbus are setting up India's first private aircraft manufacturing facility for C-295 military transport aircraft. So across all aspects, based on the focus of simplification of rules, single window clearances, good investment climate that has been produced in Gujarat, a Viksit Gujarat shall definitely make a strong foundation for Viksit Bharat.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Choudhary, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective on this very huge development for not only India, but for Japan as well.
Thank you.